Can we rise for the national anthem of Canada and Nigeria, please, and thank you.
Thank you. So, yeah, can you hear me? Thank you. That was a beautiful one. In continuation of giving due to honor to whom honor is due, we're going to have to read out the land acknowledgement, and that will be done by Kayla. She's one of our volunteers. She's in grade 10 currently, and she'll be taking the land acknowledgement. Thank you, Kayla. Go ahead.
In the spirit and intent of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission's recommendations, we acknowledge the traditional indigenous territories on which we gather at the beginning of all CNP meetings. By learning, understanding, and acknowledging, we wish to pay respect to Turtle Island, Mother Earth, and to the rich indigenous history of Ontario. We recognize that our work takes place on traditional indigenous territories across Ontario. We wish to acknowledge that the CNP head office is located on the traditional indigenous territory of the Huron-Wendat, Haudenosaunee, and most recently the territory of the Mississaugas of the Credit. This territory is also a part of the Dish with One Spoon Treaty, an agreement between the Anishinaabe, Haudenosaunee, and allied nations to peaceably share and care for the resources around the Great Lakes. This territory is also covered by the Upper Canada Treaties. We wish to express gratitude to Mother Earth and for the resources we are using, and honor all the First Nation, Métis, and Inuit people who have been living on the land since time immemorial.
Great job, Kayla, as always. Thank you so much. At this point, I'm going to be calling on our president, Ms. Adejisola Atiba. She's a people manager with RBC. She's been working for over 12 years. She's a coach, a mentor, and a community leader. She stirs the community, and when it comes to mentorship, community, everything that has to do with people. She's a volunteer with JA Center Ontario, United Way, and also a mentor with Access and Triac. Please join me in welcoming our president to further tell us more about who we are at CNP. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Patience, and I welcome everyone here today. Thank you for joining. Information is power. We know that when we have the right information, it allows us to make informed decisions. And I want to thank you for your time today. It's Saturday, it's beautiful out there. People would rather go out and enjoy, but you're here. And I'm happy again because we're here because we know that we need to continue to sharpen our skills. So thank you all for joining. But who is CNP and why CNP? CNP was started because we realized the need to share information. We realized the need to network within ourselves. We realized the need to mentor our children. And so we want a situation where we can network, we can support ourselves holistically. And if we look into the African Caribbean or Black community, we will see that we are lacking when it comes to wealth creation. So we do want to support each other in terms of socioeconomic, political, professional empowerment. So, and that's what we do. So whether it's events around newcomers, supporting new students, new professional students, actually, I wouldn't want to say new immigrants, I would say new settlers, because we're all settlers in Canada. And we want to support ourselves, want to promote ourselves, want to showcase ourselves. And how best can we do it than to share information, skills, experiences that we all have so that we can all grow together. Do you mind going to the next slide, please? I remember when I came into Canada about 16 years ago, I was told there's no job. I was told there's no way I'm going to be able to work in my profession. But here I am today. I thank God for the people that came before us, whose shoulders we're standing on. And we hope that people will stand on our shoulders and their journey will be shorter. Please go to the next slide. And another thing we do is we try to support our businesses. People have been asking, I don't know the businesses in our community. We have a lot of businesses in the community. There's nothing out there that we do not have people in the Nigerian community doing, or even in the African community that we do not have them doing. But if we don't know where they are, how can we support them? So we want to support. So looking back in 2020, we did a lot. We did a lot. We motivate our children to write Black History Month essay, and we gave them bursaries. We were able to give funding during COVID to churches and mosques. We did events, over 25 events. Again, it's all about information for newcomers, for professionals, leadership series, speaker series. We do a lot. Whatever you're looking for, I really recommend that you check out our social media, especially our YouTube channel. We hired people and we paid them, and we're able to pay people that actually came into us and presented because they're professionals. If we're saying we're empowering our community and all we're doing and asking them to do is volunteer and not paying them, how are we really doing that? We were able to give over 600 families supplies during COVID and over 250 children school supplies. And we had our first event in Calgary, Alberta, and in Ottawa, Ontario. Please go ahead. Next, please. These are some of the pictures of some of our speakers, some of our staffs, and some of the things that we gave out. Next slide. Again, some of the speakers, again, we had interview skills. So you just need to go to our YouTube channel and, look at past events, and you'll really be able to enrich yourself irrespective of what you're looking to do. Please, next slide, please. And 2020, we've done a lot. It's all about information. That is what you will get from CNP. So we had the Black History Month. It's our second edition. We had essay writing, and we had 3 winners. And all those 3 young people wants to go into the medical field. We were able to get 3 medical doctors to actually mentor them for 1 year. And we had a maiden leadership series. We're having one next week. We had town hall where people told us what they would like to see. And one of the things that somebody said was that people tend to spread fear. At CNP, we spread positivity. because we know you can do it. Don't let anybody tell you can't do it. You can get your foot in the door of your profession. You just need guidance, and that's why we're here, to mentor, to support, to educate, to motivate, to inspire. And we started our mentoring program last month, and we're starting our language school. I'm super excited about that. We're having 4 languages. I'm going to be in all classes: Igbo, Yoruba, Mandarin, and French. We started our leadership series. We started a newcomer series, which is we want you to land and thrive. And we're going to be having spring/summer break programs, and of course, events to empower us socially, economically, like what we're doing right now. Next slide, please. So I'm going to pass it back to our moderator, Patience. Patience did not get to introduce herself, so let me just quickly do that. Patience is actually an assistant branch manager with TD. She's been in the bank for quite some time. She started her banking career in Nigeria. Patience has passion for the community. She's somebody that will give it all it takes all the time. And it's really, really a pleasure to work with Patience and our family to ensure that we're able to empower our community. So back to you, Patience, and thank you for all you do.
Wow. Thank you for your kind words. Thank you. That was that was far too kind. And yes, our president has told us about who we are. She also talked a little bit about our upcoming events. We have next week, Saturday, don't forget, June 26th, we have our leadership series with Loveline Tayo. I'm going to throw more information at the end of the session today. We have a free language school, and of course, spring break programs. More information will be coming on the end of the session today. So why are we here today? We are here to listen to two experts, 2 people that have progressed in what we hope to learn from them today when it comes to entrepreneurial or being a small business owner. Our first speaker, the overview of the event today is each speaker will speak for 30 minutes, then we'll ask them questions for another 30 minutes, after which we'll give a vote of thanks and of course shout out our sponsors. Our first speaker today is Babatunde Fafowora. He is currently responsible for management to development of portfolio business clients through financing and advisory with North American Retail Bank of the Year, RBC. He holds a Bachelor of Mathematics and Statistics with a postgraduate diploma in accounting and business. This coupled with 11-year relationship management and commercial leadership experience. This has given him an uncanny ability to balance logic and data with the human side of things. Wow. Outside of the work environment, he enjoys spending time with his family, staying agile through running. He also actively participates in community development as a mentor with TRIAC. TRIAC is Toronto Region Immigrant Council. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Babatunde Fafowora. Sir, you have the floor.
Thank you so much, Patience, and it's my pleasure to be here. Thank you for the warm introduction, and also thank you to the Council of Nigerian Professionals. You guys have been a shining light in the path of, I'll say, like Lady Alba said, new settlers in Canada. So I want to thank you for that. Hello to the guest. As Patience explained, my name is Babatunde Fafowora. I'm currently a business account manager with RBC Royal Bank, situated at our West Toronto market. And I'm excited about being here today and having the opportunity to speak to all of our audience today. So next slide, please. Next slide. Perfect. I think a perfect takeoff point would be a quote from Winston Churchill, who was the Prime Minister of the UK between 1940 to 1945. And also again 1951 to 55. I don't know who has anyone else seen this quote before. I know my mom used to always tell me every time that when I was trying to still be a student in university that you better start planning, and that has imbibed a lot in me, that has impacted myself in my career and also my family, which says he who fails to plan is basically planning to fail. And I think as a business owner, starting a business, and even your business being a going concern, your end goal is to eventually have let that business be a source of income for you. That source of income where you're supposed to be taking care of your family. That kind of strategy that has that much of a domino effect is something that I believe we should be take very serious conscious of, and also get things the great background into that path, which is why I thought the perfect start off point would be the next slide, if we can show it, would be how to the importance of a business plan. By I don't know, I don't know if we have a comment section in our chat. I would like everyone to just say yes or no if you have already started working on a business plan, or you have worked on a business plan before. And don't be shy to say no, because I just want to get gauge about the performance of what the strategy is for you as a business owner. But there are many important reasons for developing a robust business plan. Some of the benefits include helping you describe your business in a clear and succinct manner, using it to evaluate your progress in starting and running your business and reaching your business goals, evaluating possible new business opportunities that you didn't think of before or that weren't available to you at the time. It's also a way of supporting a loan request, which is something, a part of this presentation I want to harbor on, that it will actually show us as your financial advisors how you will be able to repay the loan you actually are coming to borrow from. So it's very important. Most importantly, studies have actually shown that entrepreneurs who start with a written business plan are actually more successful than those who don't. That is something that I think everyone should, that has actually been researched on. So if we can go to the next slide, writing a business plan guides you to think about your business concept as you start, manage, and grow your business. It lets you fine tune and consider better ways of doing things, and should be as strong as the dream you have for your business idea. You should have a back of your mind, this is how I want my business to be, and that plan should lead into that. It's also a living document, as once you start running your business, chances are some of these ideas will not go exactly according to plan, and some may go according to plan. So once you start running your business, you should refer back to your business plan, as it will use to help you evaluate the progress and figure out exactly where you need to make changes. So there are 7 key components of a business plan that I want to focus on today. And the key components include, number 1, your introduction. Number 2, a description of your team and of your business. Number 3, which is your marketing plan. Number 4, rundown of your day-to-day operations. Financial business statement comes next. An assessment of business risk. And finally, your conclusions. Let's go through them. We're going to take today to just go through each section, just so we get like a granular explanation of each of these sections. So if you're submitting your business plan to an investor or a financial institution, this is a very important section. It should include your cover page, a table of contents, and executive summary. It should also be well organized and not too long and easy to follow. It's really the most important part of your business plan, since many investors will read it first and may not even look at the rest of your plan. So this is literally like the first page they see. So try and be very conscious of how you put this section together. So if you go to the next slide, please. Now, the executive summary is where you grab the attention of the reader by highlighting key information about your business. It should not pass 1 page. Even though the executive summary leaves off the business plan, it should be the last thing you write after you've completed the other parts of your business plan. So this should come last. That way you can actually select relevant information from your business plan and include it on your executive summary. Next up, please. Next, you go to the business team, which, if you, I would say, a business is only as strong as the people who breathe life into it. and that includes you. So this section should involve your skills and your strengths of those, not only you, but other people on the team. If you have a board of advisors, you can also list their credentials. Professional services also is where you will list partners like a lawyer, accountant, banker, and any other consultants. The human resources section is where you can address labor, compensation, and training of employees. Please, I also want you to be conscious that each and every one of these sections are also very important for you to note of. Next slide, please. Next, we go into the business environment. In this section, you need to outline all the work you've done so far to start your business. Or if it's already operating, detail for how long your sales figures have been. Describe some of the industry trends along with the growth prospect of the industry. Why is it going to succeed? It's always beneficial to actually include any relevant research and statistics you can dig up. Provide a description of the product or service you'll be selling. What makes it unique? Where will you focus your sales efforts, your target market? How will you carve out a position for yourself within the existing industry? All of this information will build your case as to why your concept will succeed. Next slide, please. Your marketing plan should include everything you're going to do to get those customers. First of all, who are your customers? Is it everyone in your neighborhood, or is it working moms? What makes your service or product unique? Sell its features and benefits. Explain why people are going to want it. Of course, if you're planning on making money, how much should you charge? You need to factor in how much it costs to make your product or deliver your service. Calculate your expenses and look at how much your competitors are charging. Describe how and where you plan on selling your product or service. Investors and financiers want to know all the different people and companies involved you're getting your product to your customers. What kind of partners are you using? If you're selling from a website, explain payment and shipping details. Describe your advertising strategy. Also, and around, provide an overview of your competition, how they go to market, how your business will compete to win business. Research the methods of advertising you want to use and make calls, finding out how much it actually costs. Sometimes we think it's going to cost less when it actually does. If you don't have the expertise to design a website or an ad, hire someone who does. You want to project a professional image to your customers. These are all key points that you cover in your marketing plan. Next slide, please. In the operations sections, you need to provide the stage of development or your business is currently in. It's still just a thought in your head, or is your product already being manufactured or service already being delivered? If you approach me with a business plan or like service already being delivered, that would also put you a positive light into it. So those kind of things you want to share it also in your business plan. You also need to outline step-by-step process of manufacturing or procuring your product or delivering your service. Explain any quality control measures you have in place. This part of your business plan should show that you have a complete understanding of the entire process involved. A lot of questions need to be answered in this section, such as which suppliers will you be using? Have you negotiated costs? How long does it take to produce or deliver? Or when will you start producing? Readers need to know that you have thought all this through. Next slide, please. The finance section is your opportunity to determine how strong your business is going to be. It's financially in that regard, and it's very important to be realistic in your financial projections. We can go through them one by one. Your business will basically have, and I'm going to give you like a crash course on startup accounting. Your business should have two types of expenses: one-time expenses and operating expenses. One-time expenses are costs you incur only once when setting up your business. Operating expenses are ongoing costs that you have to pay every month. Calculating these expenses before you start your business is very important, because when you plug them into your cash flow statements, they will reveal how much startup financing you actually need to get your business up and running. A cash flow statement is a reflection of how much money your business has at a particular point in time. It also lets you see fluctuations in cash flow and should be prepared on a monthly or quarterly basis to help you proactively deal with any cash flow problems. Realistically, if you haven't started your business yet, you will really only be providing expenses and a cash flow statement. So if you are a startup, all you are just doing right now is just providing your expenses and your cash flow statement because you are not running a business yet. And then you can include projections. This is how much I expect in this period of business that I'll be collecting month to month. That will give us an idea of where you are, what your projections are for the business. An income statement shows your profit or loss for a particular period of time. It details all revenues, expenses, and other costs. It can be done on a monthly or quarterly basis, and it's pretty much an accounting tool used to measure business performance. I do know that they nowadays, I'm not trying to give extra marketing to another brand, but I do know there are businesses that offer you, like on your phone, you can literally run your accounting, your income statement just by putting in numbers on your phone. It's doing that kind of administrative work has now become so easier and reachable. A balance sheet is a snapshot of the financial state of your business at a particular point in time. It outlines your assets, liabilities, and equity and helps you know the net worth of your business. So whether you're doing the accounting yourself or getting someone else to do it, you can see how important it is to stay on top of completing these statements on a regular basis. Next slide, please. Every business also has some degree of risk. I've not seen any business that doesn't have any risk. Like there's literally, there's no business literally that doesn't have any risk. So you have to take the time to think through all the possible risks your business could face. You have to be very honest with yourself also and take them seriously, because thinking ahead can prevent problems from happening. Let's just, for example, no one knew that COVID was going to happen, but COVID happened. That's a risk. Competitors are another risk. Having a key team member get sick can change things. Not having enough money for advertising can impact your business. I know of a good friend of mine that he projected COVID, that kind of thing happening, and he was able to quickly pivot towards an online business that he's even doing more than he used to do before COVID. So those are key examples of how you should be thinking as a business owner, right? Detailing how you plan to minimize and address this risk also. Remember that the most important reason for writing a business plan is that it helps you plan before you open, start your business operation, and then manage your business. In the conclusion sections, you clearly restate your goals and objectives, and if the purpose of your business plan is to get financing, clear state the amount required and what it will be used for. I think that's the next slide. Your conclusion section should be concise, clear, and leave a positive impression. Next slide, please. So I think we already went through it. So next slide. Perfect. Once you finish your business plan and file your business plan, you can't literally forget about it. You have to take the time to review your business plan often, at least annually. Make sure you are tracking what you have set out to do. If your objectives have changed, make sure you reflect that in your plan. Remember that this is a living document that will evolve as your business and circumstances change. Also, as your business is evolving with the effect on small business caused by the COVID-19 pandemic, there are various relief programs available to our business clients with RBC impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic. These programs include the Canadian Emergency Business Account, CEBA, the Business Development Bank of Canada, BDC program, and their Highly Affected Sectors Credit Availability Program, HASCAP, and Export Development Canada, EDC's program. A good rule of thumb is what is displayed on the slide that is showing right now, showing the value thresholds available to you as a business owner, number one, and also number two, if you are having those kind of conversations as an RBC client. Just so you know, this is for guidance purposes only. depending on your situation, another program may be suited, or a combination of programs. Example, you can add CBA and HASCAP together. So I would also encourage business. So even before, because all these programs are listed are more into financing, whether it's government financing or bank financing. But first of all, I would actually encourage business owner to not only to also explore what I call free money, which is grants, before taking on additional debt. So if you go to the next slide. So basically, we live in I would say such an empathetic economy that and a financial system that the government has grants in place for small business owners for you to take advantage of and use to growing your business. So it's very important for why you might financing might be a very I would say a very accessible way of raising funds, because obviously you have people like me who are passionate about that small business working in a bank. So obviously I'm going to, give you the right advice around financing. But you also need to know, I always tell my clients that you also need to know that there's actually grants also available for your use as a small business owner. RBC actually has something to help with regards to this grants portion, because we have a partnership with Grants Match, the industry leader in securing government funding for a wide variety of forward-thinking organizations. As an RBC client, you actually have you get to have an exclusive funding assessment via their funding assessment and strategy tool, and also plan appropriately with the uncovered opportunity. So they'll help you find out what kind of opportunity you are eligible for. Then you also will need to have a one-on-one meeting with part of their consultants, and then they'll be able to plan steps appropriately for you. So it's also very important. It's also a very good initiative that I brought to the meeting today to also share with the community to make sure they can take advantage of it also. So I think that should be all. If you go to the next slide. So thank you. I think I did pretty good in time. I hope that gave you a deeper understanding and greater confidence when it comes to creating your business plan. If you require additional information or need a refresher, you can actually visit our Starting a Business section on our RBC's website. That's www.rbc.com/starting a business. Myself as a business account manager, I'm also reachable via the Council of Nigerian Professionals. If anyone would like to explore some of the strategies that I presented today, you can reach out to me from the CNP Council, and we can share contacts from then on. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was a wealth of knowledge. Wow. The 7 key components of a business plan. You literally took us through the art of writing a business plan, and which is and I believe that the strongest and most where we should all put our efforts in before. Exactly. Because if you don't believe in your plan, you can't convince the next person to believe in it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I'm sure we have questions that we might want to ask you at the end of the session. Okay, thank you so much. So now I'm going to be calling on Olushola Shobowale. She is VP Vice President, Relationship Management, Technology and Innovation. You can imagine what's in her head. Oh my gosh. She has over 22 years of banking experience serving in various roles within commercial and corporate banking in Nigeria and Canada. She's a certified business analyst, mompreneur, I like that, co-founder of Stagger's Bite. Seriously? You cook or you sell? I can't wait to meet you. Please join me in welcoming Olushola Shobowale to take the floor, and let us hear and listen to her wealth of knowledge. You have the floor, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Patience. Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me? Awesome. Thank you so much. And thank you, CNP, for the hard work that you do. It's, really encouraging and inspiring to see Nigerians coming together to support and, grow the community. So good one, CNP. So I was going to say, Babatunde has said it all. There's really nothing much for me to add. And so I'll say thank you and bye-bye. But yeah, just teasing. So, Babatunde has, touched on all aspects. I'm trying to share, but for some reason, it's not working. It worked on Thursday, but no issues. So, like Patience said, I work with RBC. Actually, so that has changed from VP Relationship Management, Tech and Innovation Banking to VP Relationship Management RBCX. So RBCX, is a unit under RBC as well. And so it's a full service platform, that would accelerate entrepreneurial journey at every stage of growth. So whether you're, pre-seed, seed, until you get into IPO. And so what we do is we support entrepreneurs from starting to helping them scale up, and what we like to do is to disrupt. So we like businesses, that have disruption models, industries and sectors. My main focus, as a VP is in the tech or in the RBCX group, is that I manage companies in the life science space. So, companies, in the medtech space, medical devices, biotech, pharma, research and development. We have a lot of companies in Canada. So what we're trying to do is to identify unicorns, and who knows, a unicorn might be on this call as we speak. And what do I do for my clients? So I am what you would call a quarterback. So, I bring, ensure my clients have, the best experience, whether it be through their day-to-day banking or in any interaction that they have with the bank. And basically, I would leave everything, banking, I don't want to belabor what Babatunde has said, and move strictly to the entrepreneurial side. So as Patient mentioned, I co-founded Stagger's Bites with my husband. So Stagger's Bites is, we serve pastries, we serve grills, we sell puffs. Patience, I see you smiling, using, our authentic Nigerian spices and, just generational, traditional cooking methods, that awaken, every flavor and taste, in every bite that you have. And I know some, people have asked me, so, you're a VP, why did you co-found a business? I'm like, having your career is one thing, but, also serving the community in whatever capacity. So one of the ways I serve my clients, apart from being their quarterback, is also to serve them, using food as a love language. So food is a way that I serve, that I like to serve my community. And in doing that, how did I come about the business, the name, what transpired? One of the things I would say is, passion, every business you have, you should be passionate about, love what you do. It's like your career, you go to work every day. Some people groan when they go to work. Some people are not excited when they wake up in the morning, but, you want to go to work in the morning excited, passionate, willing to serve, so that's the way you should handle your business. And if you're going to do a business, there's so much to a business. You can talk from morning to night saying, I want to do this, I want to do that. But if you don't actually start, then, you're just all mouth and no action. So the first thing to do would be identify the business you want to do. Identify the competitors in the industry. Identify, who are my target audience? Who do I want to target? What part of that market or addressable market do I want to get? So for me, for example, I was thinking pastries. A lot of some of the pastries I've tasted, everybody wants something Nigerian. I'm like, okay, so I'm going to try. And I'm proud to say that, the bulk of the clients I serve are not even Nigerians. I would say like 50-60% of the clients I serve are outside of the Nigerian sphere. Do I have a lot of support from the Nigerian community? Yes, I do as well. But it only goes to show that your business doesn't, when you do something, or when you have a business you're passionate about, you can cut across any community or, any taste flair. Now, so let me take you back to starting a business. How do you start a business? First thing first, you have to register your business. So you register your business, you go through Service Ontario to do a name search. I'm thinking, say, Adejishola & Co. Does the name, has it been taken in the system? I need to know. So you're not infringing on copyright or, IP of that company. So when you identify and you see that, okay, so this business, has not been registered before, there are no similar names, then you can go ahead and decide, how do I want to go about the registration? Do I want to be a sole proprietor or do I want to incorporate it? Now, there are two ways you can go about it. If you're starting, you want to start, but you're not sure how to go about it. There are a lot of resources on the Service Ontario website that talks about, starting a business, what you need to know, and, some of the things that have to be in place. So, for example, being in the food industry, one of the things, apart from registering your business, would be to have a certificate, a food handler certification, that says, you can actually make food and, sell it to your client. You want to ensure that you know what you're doing. And so that is something you have to be aware of. You have to know the rules and regulations that affect any industry you want to play in. Now, be mindful of the fact that a lot of research has to go into whatever industry you decide to go into. So research around, like I said before, competition, the kind of capital I need to start with, do you want start with yourself, your family and friends, or, are you looking to scale up and, add on investors as you grow? You're looking at, your target audience, your location, so am I, restricting myself to, so I'm going to use Milton. Am I restricting myself to Milton, or do I want to look, explore the GTA and environment? So those are some of the things you would put into perspective. So another thing, you have to be conscious of is, if and when I start this business, where do I see this business in the next 2 years, in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years? Am I going to scale? Do I want to move with time? How well do I want it to evolve? How well do I want it to scale? And then, a lot of things come to mind. You're thinking, oh, should I introduce, should I develop an app? Should I develop a website? What is my content creation like? How interesting or catchy is it? What's my social media engagement like, right? And so those are some of the things you have to think about when you're starting your business. Because all these factors, whether, as professionals, we all have LinkedIn or a Twitter account, or, some people Facebook, Instagram. So whatever social media platform that you decide to use, ensure it is one, that would help promote your business and, get you the right connection, interaction, and engagement that you would like. I think the last thing, just without overloading information, would be financing. I know a lot of one of the things, that a lot of business owners are worried about is, how do I start? What do I start with? It may seem overwhelming at times. So I read a book by Pastor Sam Adeyemi, and it's, start with what you have. No matter how small, start with what you have. If it is $100 you want to invest in, start. You never know how far that is going to take you. And what I've noticed, so I started this business with my husband about March of 2020, and it's grown in such a way that, I'm like, can you handle this? Can you handle the success, right? And, because if I had looked back to my reaction when my husband and I had a discussion, I screamed, I said, I'm not doing, no. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of, but I see myself 12, 13 months down the line, and it's a different ballgame. So start with what you have, You cannot say, I want to have a side hustle I'm passionate about. It could be hair making. You could love making hair. You could be sewing clothes. Start with your friend, your sister, your brother, a neighbor. Interact with your community. I've had the support of my community. I stay in an almost all-white neighborhood, but their support has been so overwhelming. If anybody's moving in there, like, you need to order from her, and so you also need your that network as well, outside of your, obviously, of the Nigerian community. And so you just need to start with what you have, $100, $1,000, and you would have people down the road that would, support you, with 1,000, oh, you need to do this. Okay, I want to invest, right? Because that is also another way for them to, be players with you, to support you. Some people, it may not be financial support. It could be, strategic advice. They'll say, okay, have you spoken to this? Have you done this? Have you tried this, maybe digital engagement and all of that? So those are some of the things, that would help you grow your business, grow your, obviously your interactions in the community, and, make your business successful. So I don't want to take too much time. I don't want to, repeat what Babatunde said. He's done an excellent presentation. I don't think I could have done any better. And, so when it comes to business, you need to register your business. Ensure you've done your research to ensure that, what you're doing, is within regulations. You can decide, okay, so I want to be a sole proprietorship, maybe because registration, the cost of registration is not as expensive as incorporating. And, down the line, when you're on your feet, you're able to, say, okay, so I can do this, I cannot do this. Then you can decide, okay, so do I move from sole proprietorship to incorporation? I know, like that, you grow. And then the other thing that, that I mentioned, and I know Babatunde also reiterated, was finance. Keep your books clean, whether it's with quick different apps. They have a lot of different apps you can use to do easy invoicing on your phone, so that should not be an excuse. You can do that. And as you grow, things would evolve. Like I said, you would maybe have to do a financial statement where you would take to, say, a barber, for example, to help you review and see, what, how can I get additional support? So I know BDC does a program for small businesses, but you have to have been registered for, I think, 2 to 3 years in Canada, or your business should have been registered 2 to 3 years. And then you can apply for, I believe, up to $100,000 loan. And, you can repay, I know they have interest moratorium where, they would, you will not pay interest for a period before you start paying principal and interest. And, so those are some of, the areas you can leverage to scale up if you're struggling. If you see that your business is growing faster than you anticipated, that's a way to leverage. RBC, we support small businesses big time. That I know that was one of the reasons why I applied to RBC. Their interest in, seeing small businesses grow and scale up is mind-blowing. It's very encouraging. So I'm not making an empty noise. RBC would support you when you come with the right, like Babatunde said, your business plan has to be, on point, because you also have to be able to defend what you do. You have to be able to speak to A, B, and C, and they will trust what you present. And so, without going, I know we're very mindful of time, so I want to keep to time. And that's my 2 cents. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you. I appreciate how you made it personal, how you, Babatunde went on to tell us the educational part of it. He told us the theoretical. You came and you applied it. You applied what he said. So it really, it came into one whole ball. And I really, really do appreciate that. We have questions coming in already. I don't know how we're going to, maybe we'll do it this way. Whatever question we ask, Babatunde will say something, then Shola, you say something too, so that way we have an overview of what both of you think at every particular point in time. So the first question is, he says, I have a fantastic idea for business. I run with it. Why should I worry about a business plan? What do they want to take that?
Yes, let me take that. Good, when especially, I'm actually happy when I see business owners that they started a business, they are running with it, and they are making it's a profitable business. I'm not saying your business is not going to be profitable without a business plan, but it's almost like you are just running without no direction. You don't have any direction on where your business is going, which is why that business plan would come in handy to give you a bit of a plan. What is my 1 year plan? What is my 2 year plan? What is my 3 year plan? What is my 1 to 10 year plan? That will then give you ways on, okay, this is where I see myself, in that certain point in time. Even if my business is already growing, it gives you more like a goal that you can use to direct yourself. Also, it gives you, if you are not able to, I don't want to go too technical, but obviously around when you are going to achieve a goal, if you are not achieving that goal, you also would take a step back and say, okay, this is the reason why I'm not achieving this business plan I've set for myself. What do I need to do to be able to achieve it? Right? It gives you that critical nature that if you're running, you're bootstrapping your business. It doesn't take anything away from the fact that your business is growing, but it's not giving you a critical insight into your business. And I still have the opinion that if you have a business that you set goals for yourself, that this business is going to be impactful, it's going to be worth your time. I 9 times out of 10, I feel like you should be critical about that side of your life, if for lack of better terms.
So to add to what Babatunde said, I would say a business plan, see your business plan as your roadmap.
Exactly.
That will take you somewhere. It's just like you're traveling to somewhere that you don't know what it's going to be like. You have an idea, right? What you want to do is, okay, so I'm going from, say, Milton to Oakville. How many buses am I supposed to take? So you want to know that. And what your business plan does is that by the time, let's say you have a 5-year business plan and you've done 12 months and you're looking at, the first month 1 to month 12, and then you're comparing it to, so you're comparing your actuals with, the plan. And if you see there's a deviation, and it takes you back to the drawing board. What did I miss? What can I do better? What other resources should I be hiring more talent? Should I be investing more? Should I be buying more inventory? It gives you different ideas, on how you can, rejig things, and then, prepares you further for the next 12 months. And, you keep revisiting it. So your business plan is not supposed to be, oh, that's hook, line, and center, I'm done. I've written, I'm done. No, you're supposed to keep revisiting it. It's just like the way we say Nigeria, that some of the things, that our forefathers are using is outdated because they did not revisit to see how those things, are, we're going to affect us now. They're still referring back to those documents. So we don't want that. We don't want a business to fail before it even starts. So you would have to plan. It's very necessary.
Okay. And if I hear correctly, from what you both said is your business plan should evolve. It shouldn't be stagnant. It should be something. You should always go back in there, take something out, add something. You keep redesigning it depending on the environment, on how things are unfolding around us, right? Okay. Thank you so very much. And for those listening, please, if you have questions, you can raise your hands or include in the chat. The next question is, I don't have the patience of putting my business plan together. Are there businesses you can recommend that can help me with this?
Good question. We will take that offline. If you, I do know that it's something that, I'm a big believer. There's this saying that Tony Robbins that says, identify your problems, or give power and energy to your solutions. Business plan, you've identified that is a problem. They literally just Google it. How do I outsource business plan writing? There are several services, online services that, and we live in North America that to a certain extent it's an educated community. You can actually Google it or go on these services and actually outsource writing of your business plan to a certain person all for a couple of dollars, which obviously is going to be an investment to your business. And now when I'm using a couple of dollars, I'm not saying like $1,000. It's just a couple of hundreds of dollars that enables you structure that business plan and gives you that working document for you to live on, and your business to live on. Obviously you have to still share your, it's not, nobody's going to dictate to you what is in your head. You literally have to be the one to come up with the idea. This is how I see my business. This is what I project for the business. The person will then give you, insight into how to put it up in a document.
Wow. Thank you. Okay. You have anything to add, Olu, you have anything to add?
So today is very spot on. There are resources. I would say thank God for Google. There are a lot of resources when you type in business plan. Draw business plan template. Different resources come up, so you can always access that as well.
And just to add to that also, actually, I put a link on my presentation. RBC actually has a free business plan template that you can just go on RBC website, download it, and put your information on it. rbc.com/starting a business. You go there, you download that template. It literally gives you tips and steps of how to draw up not only your business plan, but also gives you tips on how to start and grow your business, which will also buttress the point Olu mentioned around the fact that RBC is actually very supportive of small business, because small business actually represents a huge chunk of our loan portfolio. So we don't want it's literally the backbone of the Canadian economy, small business. So we don't want to let that slide. We are close relationship manager of a variety of small business relationships. You can also download, like I said, rbc.com/starting a business. There's a template there where you can download and customize to your own business.
Okay. Wow, thank you. That's a well treasured trove of information. I'm sure we're going to put that link as well in our chat. Then the next question is it goes this way. It says, as a prospective business owner, at what point do I differentiate if I should have a sole proprietorship or an incorporation? At what point do I make that decision?
Fantastic question. Now, the thing about business registration is that you can actually start your business as a sole proprietorship and actually upgrade it to like a corporation. That's steps that are available for you to do. I'm not the subject expert because I don't work for the government. The government is a separate entity that is responsible for business registrations. But like Shola also mentioned, everything is on your fingertips. This phone that we're always on the phone. My wife is always asking me, why am I always on my phone? And I tell her that literally all I'm doing on my phone is just getting different kind of information. Like we literally have the Library of Alexandria in our phones that we can utilize for anything. So, just like I mentioned, you can actually research on that and, get that feedback.
So to add to that as well, I recall when, because I didn't know a lot of things. When I was going to register my business, one of the things I know RBC does is they have an app called Owner, so OWNR, where, they would walk you through, registering your business. And, like I said, it depends on what you want to start with.
Yeah.
A lot of people, I as a business owner, I still struggle with should I not have done this? Should I not have done that? But the best thing I say to people, look at your initial cost. How much are you willing to put down for business registration? I know for sole proprietorship, it's I think under $60 or $70, and you have your business registration documents. But it is different if you're incorporating, because with incorporation, you have to have board of directors, you'd have to have articles of corporation and all of that, and it's more expensive. I think it's in the 300s or thereabout. So it depends. So if you are not sure of, or you don't have the immediate financial capacity to commit the 300s, start with sole proprietorship. The good thing is that you can transition into incorporation.
Yeah.
You can still maintain the same name as long as that name was not or had not already been incorporated. So you can always transition. And after transitioning, you can close down your or cancel the sole proprietorship. So it's not a deal breaker. You can do one or the other. The most important thing you should think about is how much do I have to start with?
Yeah.
Wow, great one. I was in a seminar where it was titled Side Hustle. Over there it was just all about, okay, do this, don't rely too much on your career. But what you are saying now, I'm gradually merging into what I heard from there. It's actually coming. I'm seeing a picture now. Okay, so the next question is, this section well, the person says this section is very impactful. I'm sure he or she is already very thankful. Then it goes on to say, I work in the banking industry and my contract is ending in September. I would like to start a business, but I don't have an idea of what business is viable. Can you please share business ideas?
That's a fantastic question, and I think I also I actually like the mindset from that question, that you're ending your contract, you're also looking at starting a business. You can start. The thing about it is that you can literally make money from anything. If I'm being very honest with you, it's just a matter of you just finding out what I call it. Some people say product market fit, but I call it founder product market fit. And basically, what do I mean? There's a market for it. You have a product that keys into that market, and as a founder, it's a product that you actually enjoy doing. Because the reason why I'm passionate about you enjoy doing it is because for you to grow your business, you need to spend time doing it. There's no immediate way of making money, especially in Canada, in a structured economy like Canada. There's no easy way to do it. You literally have to take the time, get the benefit of what the compounding effect of time gets you, and eventually you will be successful in that business. But there has to be that time involved in it. And why don't you can spend your time doing some other business, but why don't you spend that time doing something that you actually enjoy doing? Eventually, it's not going to feel like work again. And once you have a product market fit, the money will definitely be coming in. And the more you do it, the more the compounding effect of time takes place on that business. And obviously, the more successful you are in the longer run.
I'm with Babatunde 100%. I always say, if you want to start a business, do something you love doing. So for me, my easy go-to was food. I love cooking. And so that one was just very easy. But, there are other ideas, you can, just different ideas you can, do. I know just different things you can do. And you'll find out that. So let me give you an example. I know, for example, in Milton, right, we struggle, or I struggle, my family struggles. We go all the way to either Brampton or Mississauga to get a haircut. So that is a business idea, who is willing to set up a barber shop, where you can walk in. A lot of the barber shop here, they will tell you need an appointment. And then they'll cut you, you will not even like it, right? So so that's a business idea. For some, it's, it's cleaning. It's cleaning. You'll be surprised how much money is in the cleaning industry. It is cleaning.
Yeah.
For others, it could be shopping for people. You could be a personal shopper, either for food. And I'm not talking, the likes of Instacart or Uber. No, saying I would shop for you. Just pay me a token fee. For some people, it's a passion for interior decoration. So you find out what you love doing. For some people, it's reading. So if it is reading, find out, okay, so and I know they have a lot of all this online study where you can teach, and it's a business. You'll be surprised how far or how long that can go. You could be a teacher. You could be, I know, with the pandemic, there's been a lot of gaps, learning gaps with our kids. So, you could leverage, which is why I said there are a lot of opportunities. You could leverage that and, offer your time, so I know CNP, for example, they're offering Yoruba classes, they're offering French. Offer your time. You'll be surprised how far. So for some people, you could start your business through volunteering, because you would know that, okay, so, and I like doing this, I enjoy doing this, I just love it. So for me, like I said, it's food. Anything that has to do with food, you have my votes, but there are a lot and a million other ideas you can do. Hairdressing is one. You could even own a laundromat. It's a start somewhere.
Wow. Thank you so much. Again, passion. There's one thing I've been recurring is passion. You should have a passion for what drives you to start up a business, because it's that passion that will survive you when the business is not doing as well as you think it's going to be. That passion will keep making you have the hope that it's going to get there and put in your hard work. Mr. Kole Ola, your hand is raised. Can you please go ahead and ask a question?
No, it was a mistake.
Sorry?
It was a mistake.
Oh, okay. Do you have a question now, or do you have anything to contribute?
No, I'm enjoying the program. The participation, the speakers. No. I'm really enjoying the program. I will invite more other people. I'm trusting that the next event will be awesome, will be wonderful. I want to kudos to the speakers, Mr. Babadele.
Babatunde, sir. Thank you, Mr. Koliole.
Mr. Babatunde, and to our presidents and the speakers. Kudos. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you so very much. Thank you. So the next question is, would you recommend creating a team or going at it alone when it comes to creating a business?
Fantastic question. I'm a big believer in bootstrapping. And basically bootstrapping is you just starting with what you have and just going. If it's a business that utilizes you needing a team, you can reach out to your immediate community, or we have tons of professionals in this body that networking events such as this can be a good way of even finding your co-founder, your immediate community. That can also be a way of getting your team together. You guys starting something together. No man is an island. So the more you go at it, the better the farther the leverage you're getting, because obviously you are timesing your output by the number of people under your team. But I'm a big believer in starting it. If you're starting it, it's successful, you doing it, you can definitely then have that capacity to bring more people in it.
100%.
Okay. Interesting. So sorry, Martin, you said did you say bootstrapping? Was that what you said?
Yeah, bootstrapping.
Okay, which it means going at it alone, right?
Not technically going at it alone, just starting with the minimum viable product you have. Let me use for example now, a catering service. That you are a fantastic cook. You want to start, seeing how different people can get your food. You don't have to wait till you hire a chef or hire an industrial kitchen. Your kitchen can be your first starting point. Start making something. You have a phone in your hand, open an Instagram handle for it. Start posting, just start taking picture of the food that you have, that you make. That's a good way of reaching out to people. People are already knowing about your product. From there, you have people reaching out to you. You've already made 1 sale, 2 sale, 3 sale. Before you know, you are getting more orders that you will then need hiring more people or going to a bigger location to increase your output. So bootstrapping is starting with what you have. Just as Shola also mentioned, that knowing how much you have, then using that, or the time, not only money but also time. What time do I have to focus on this business? Then just going at it. You don't have to wait till And the thing about human beings is that the moment we are highly critical set of species, for lack of better terms. The more we think about it, the more you're not going to do that activity.
Sure.
So at the end of the day, once you get motivated and you need to go at it, just use that energy that you've gotten in that moment. Just keep on pushing it at it. Just keep on using it to focus on that business idea that you have. You need to pushing out your product out there. At the end of the day, it's going to come to a certain point that the work that you've already done is what's sustaining you. Look at, Shola mentioned something about her food catering business. She reached out to a community. I'm sure it's not every time she wants to talk to people, but at the end of the day, the moment she got that energy, she reached out to people, and that initial action that she took is what is serving her to today. But if she didn't take that action, would she have gotten that business? No, she wouldn't have had that opportunity of expanding that business. So I'm all about action. Take the action and just go for it, and you'll be surprised about the outcome that you get.
Wow, interesting. Bootstrapping. Okay. I love that. Olu, do you want to add anything, or do we go ahead?
No, I'm good. We can go ahead.
Okay. So the next question goes thus. It says, for the benefit of people listening and those that will watch this online, to give some context to please give some context to types of businesses. What kind of financing can you do, and what is the threshold for commercial business?
Okay, Babatunde, do you want to start?
Yes, so that is the question is a bit big. Number one, we will need to determine. I can't just give you at the top of my mind, what is the financing we can do. It's a need-based solution that we offer. As a business account manager, what I do is that I manage and develop a relationship of business, a certain relationship of business clients around financing and also advisory. So you need to have a meeting with me. We have to also review your business financials. Then we can come up with a custom-made solution. Okay, this is how much you can get financed for. To a certain threshold, if you are needing more, at the end of the day, we can also escalate to our commercial partners while also able to help you out with your financing.
Yeah,
Maybe
I think
Foley wants to add to that also, as my one of my leaders in the bank.
Yeah, so I think Babata, I believe you're very spot on. So one thing that I would advise is each client is different. The way their financials would present or their business plan would be presented is different. So if I'm looking at A, I'm not looking at A, I'm looking at B and saying yes, both of you need the same thing. I'll be looking at things like what industries do you play in, who are the main players in that in that industry, who are your off takers or who are your consumers. That is very key if I'm going to be looking at the threshold or the amount of financing. But the beautiful thing is that in situations where for some reason maybe you're not a great fit, we work with external partners, so we have a great relationship with BDC, EDC, and we can leverage that to help you support and scale your business. So it's not that I want 100,000 and then I'm getting 100,000. It's I want 100,000. Do you how do I qualify? What are the requirements? Do I meet the requirements to qualify? And if I don't, what do I need to do to get there? So in some cases, it could be that you need to we need to see more items on your financial statement that you provide. It could be that I want to see your projections or your business plan for the next 12 to 24 months. I want to see what that looks like. I want to have a picture. I want to see your picture. I want to be able to interpret and, see your picture so that I can defend, what you've brought to me and say, I understand where this person is coming from and I know how he can get there. These are my recommendations, so that's my piece.
Wow, that right there makes absolute sense. I'm sure you more than answered the question. Additional, your hand is raised. You want to take the floor?
Yes, thank you very much. It's actually in terms of what is being said right now. And I kind of need you guys to put some clarity into it because our business, our community is unique. And we keep having new people coming into the country all the time. So when we say small business, when Nigerians hear small means small. But in Canada, small business is actually big business. So what does small business really mean? So in terms of somebody that is a truck driver that wants to buy truck for 100,000, is that small business? Somebody that wants to buy a farm maybe for $2 million, is that small business? So just giving some context to what we're talking about so that people will understand that, yeah, we may be saying small business, but it's not necessarily small. This is kind of the range. So all things being equal, they have everything that it takes to get a loan, but what does it really mean when we say small business, commercial business, and things like that? Just for our community's sake.
Okay. So let me jump in before Babatunde talks a bit more about small business. So if there's anything, I've learned to understand as a relationship management personnel and as somebody who co-owns a business, if there's anything I've learned is, leave, that amount when, because you would hear big amounts. You hear, oh, I only deal with clients, that have revenue base of 5 million and above. And then you're like, I'm not deal. It's not my thing. No, let your mind be open. There's nothing you cannot achieve. So I've had clients come to me. So like I said, I manage companies. So in the commercial space, in the tech space, most importantly, whose revenue threshold start from 10. And then, but I have clients who are pre-revenue. They don't have any revenue, but they're burning cash. And so if such a client comes to me, I won't say, no, I can't do it, but I'm going to ask you for things like, what we had highlighted before. Let me see your projections. Let me see who, your management team. Let me see who your investors are. Let me see what you have, who are your suppliers? Those are the kind of things I would ask. So when you hear, the revenue threshold, please don't let that be. And I'm saying this, with all sense of humility. Don't let that deter you. I've had cases where a client, like I said, was pre-revenue in 2018, and I could have shut them down and said, oh, I only deal with businesses of 10, 5 million and above. But today the client is doing a revenue of twice the revenue threshold because things change, things evolve, the taste, demand, supply, and then pandemic happened. So when small business, like Mrs. Adejishola mentioned, yes, the threshold can seem overwhelming, but don't let that deter you. For me, I deal with clients whose revenue threshold start from what pre-revenue. So you might be zero, but your company has to be either life sciences or biotech or medical devices or doing research and development. Now it's a different ball game on Babatunde, but I'm sure it works in that sphere as well. So over to you, Baba.
Thank you, Olu. And to be honest, I actually like that question. It's a very good question because it's something that it's a unique question that is unique to also our community. And I thank you for asking that question, Lady Alba. Basically, I think that RBC itself is a one-stop shop for everything, and which is why I'm a bit passionate about working with them, is because even if your revenue is from, I would say, as low as $1,000 a year to as high as $1 million, they're not going to run you back and say you can't do any business here. It's not possible. The people that you talk to may be streamlined, to obviously streamline labor, but at the end of the day, you're not going to come and not going to be given the same quality of advice. Just like Olu said, don't limit yourself. The moment you start saying, oh, this is my revenue, I don't think everybody will listen to me, you're already limiting yourself. So that's why I'm trying my very best not to say, okay, this is a threshold I work with, because I don't want anyone to, say, oh, I don't think this is for me. So far you have I'm going to reiterate this again. So far you have a functioning business, a business that has revenue, that is making money, literally, spending money is coming in, qualify yourself as a small business. Just qualify yourself as a small business. And when you are growing to some certain extent and you start seeing that your business is growing, no one needs to come and tell you that you are no longer a small business. You yourself, you know yourself that you are now a commercial business. Why? Because you're already hiring people. Your revenue is already going up to a certain extent, right? But at the end of the day, once you are a small business owner, once you have revenue coming in, consider yourself as a small business owner. And you have that value that you can get as a small business owner, irrespective of how much you're earning at RBC. Like I said, the who speaks to you may be streamlined just to make sure we are being very effective with our time. But at the end of the day, you are not going to get any less in service quality. Which is something I always try and tell members of our community. Don't be shy. Like literally, there's so many resources available for you to use. It's all a matter of just having that critical thinking and saying, okay, this is how I want to grow this business. How can I do it? I'm just going for that action and just going through it, going through with it.
Yes, and in addition to that as well, so I know in recent times, I believe in the last month or so, the government of Canada launched the Black Entrepreneurial Fund, right? So that's another avenue to leverage on. But remember that one of just based off of eye level details of what I read, you will need to show that you have traction. You need to show that your business is registered, that you've added whether you're a startup, because it fits different stages. So whether you're a startup, you're fully established and all of that. So that's another avenue, where so if you come to the bank and things do not seem to be going your way, or the conversation is not what you expect, there are different avenues you can explore. Remember I mentioned BDC, and the new fund as well. So there are a lot of opportunities for us to leverage as Nigerians, as members of the Black community. And, the sky, I don't see the sky as a limit. I see the sky as a stepping stone. So there are a lot of opportunities we can actually avail ourselves and resources we can avail ourselves of. Thank you.
Rob. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much for this explanation. My internet went off and on, so I'm back now. There's a question that says, cooking is my passion. What is it? What do you advise? How to start?
So cooking in your passion, start, like I said earlier, start with what you have. So I know one of the requirements, with cooking, there are different regulations because it's a very sensitive industry to be in. So ensure you, excuse me, you dot your I's and cross your T's, read a lot. So, so when you say food, are you talking pastries? Are you talking baking? Are you talking just cooking, right? And then you start, so a lot of the things they'll tell you to explore would be to look for a kitchen where you can actually cook and make the food. And with that comes, I know there's insurance, there's, so for you to use the kitchen, you have to pay. And then it's I know you have to take it for certain hours or certain times in the day. So it all depends on what you believe would work for you. But most importantly, identify and ensure that you have your food handler certification done. So it covers you for 5 years to start. So it covers you 5 years, and then in between there, other enhanced and advanced certification that you can do as as someone playing in the food industry.
Wow.
So you don't have to, in essence, what I'm saying, that you don't have to go and get a shop. You cannot say, I've registered my business, so the next stop shop. No, it's a lot of expense. So you're going to have to, ensure that, your business is scaling the way you anticipated, because for you to get a shop, you're going to be paying minimum, maybe 25 or maybe 2,800 every month, and that's just on rentals. You're talking utilities. You've not spoken about equipment. So if at the back of your mind you're saying, okay, so with equipment I can get maybe equipment financing, all of that, yes, you may be able to do that. But what about the operational costs and everything, like your insurance, paying your staff, because somebody has to be there. So do you want to be there 24/7, or are you running it full time? Those are the kind of things you need to put, into mind when you want to start.
Okay. Wow. Good explanation. So the most important thing is starting again, bootstrapping, like Babatunde said, starting all the world. And for the business plan, we don't have to include tax implication or anything, or no, in the business plan.
So you do have to. So what I know from, is that as long as your income is, I believe, 1,000, you should, file your taxes as a business owner. You should file, as long as your revenue is over 1,000, you should file your taxes. Now, I know that, they say, there's a threshold of 30,000. So if you've not made 30,000 in a quarter, they will tell you, yeah, it's okay. But as long as you file, your income has exceeded, like my husband will say, even if it is $1, you should file your taxes.
Yeah. Also to piggyback on that, filing our taxes also is. I can't reiterate how important it is. A lot of clients, they are business owners, they file their taxes with the goal of not paying enough tax to the government. Why, which can be a good immediate effect for you, because obviously you're not going to pay much business tax. But I do know that because you're not paying business, that means you're not making a profit. And because you're not making a profit, that will effectively mean banks will not want to do business with you because you are operating at a negative. So, you also have to be strategic about, do I want to, be short-sighted that, okay, I don't want to pay tax, that's why I don't want to declare, my full revenue. At the end of the day, it limits how long term you can actually grow with that business. So I just want to reiterate the effect of paying Caesar what's, giving Caesar what is due to Caesar, ensuring they are getting their tax. At the end of the day, we're enjoying so much good benefits from paying our tax, right? So at the end of the day, if you're able to show that not only are you paying your taxes regularly, you are also your business is actually on a growth projector. I can beat you materials that you can approach any bank for financing, and they would approve you for what your plans for, because it shows that your business is a going concern.
Okay. Show that the business is going concern, is viable, is alive.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. It's just like saying you want to approach somebody to invest in your business idea. Do you think that, or somebody approaches you as a investor and actually to invest in his business idea, and the person shows you his business performance that is operating at negative? My brothers, my sisters, would you be able to invest in them? No. So why do you expect the bank that is his own separate entity to support you? So all these things are things that, as a community, we need to start being critical of ourselves. That how far do I want to grow my business? Where do I see my business in the next 10 years? Do I see my business expanding? Which also ties down to that business plan that I mentioned to you about, how to have that critical mindset towards not only your business that you've already started, but even business that you've not even started yet.
Wow. Thank you so very much. That's so much information. Thank you so much. We are still right on time. Do we have any more questions? You can raise your hand. You can type in the chat. Please, let's take advantage of these two awesome humans that we have on here today. Let's ask as much questions as we have, because I don't think we can have them both together so easily on another occasion. So let's milk as much as we can get.
I just want to add a few things to what they said in terms of taxes. When COVID hit, a lot of businesses were able to take advantage of the various grants and loans that the government came up with. But the Black community was not able to do that because most of the businesses were moms and pop stores. And instead of having salaries, they're doing drawings. And so they're not really showing any income. And the government started with, if you want to apply for CBA, you have to have at least a payroll of 50,000. I guess when they went back to the drawing table, they reduced it to 20,000. But a lot of people don't even have that payroll. And so a lot of people lost the ability to collect 60,000 and return, I think it's 40,000 they're going to return back. So they
20,000.
20,000. There you go. They missed out. They missed out so much. So it's so important to have the right structure and not say, because I want to milk the system. When I came to Canada, seriously, I saw light. Seriously, I don't have to say up NEPA, down NEPA. I saw the roads. I can drive on the roads. They're not death traps. We can go to hospitals. Seriously, it's money that is being used to maintain all these things. So why won't I pay taxes? But I would say that I only want to pay taxes that I should pay. And that's why financial planning, again, is something else that we can always talk to. But it's so important for businesses to have the right structure, to be set up properly, so that not only can they benefit from the government and the community, they can be able to look for funding even beyond banking and stuff like that. I just wanted to add that. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for adding that, because that really puts perspective in everything that we're doing. Like you said, I didn't even say it of that angle because I was wondering why most of our people weren't able to make the cut for the CBA application. Now it's just, it makes sense. It was the tax the government we had used, which shows if we're doing the right thing, that was an opportunity to make extra 20. I think at first it was 60, pay back 30, pay back 20 or 30 in 1 year. But at the end of the day, it was so much. What you gain was much more than what they were giving you. It was almost a giveaway. So yeah, so that actually makes sense. Olu took permission. She has another appointment and she's jumped off. We are almost at the end mark. I would say any other contribution anybody want to make?
I just want to say I was a pleasure being here. I enjoyed every time and second I spent with. I call you guys my family because
Thank you.
we are literally brothers and sisters from another mother. So it was a pleasure being here. Like I said, I have to jump off now, but I'm always reachable via the Council of Nigerian Professionals, and looking forward to connecting and also getting wish everyone a good future ahead.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Baba. We do really appreciate you, and I'm sure we'll definitely contact you one of these days again. Thank you for sharing your time with us. Thank you.
All right, bye.
Okay, thank you everybody for sharing, for being here in the last over 1 hour 43 minutes. I have gained so much, and I'm sure each and every one of us has done the same. I wouldn't wait much of a time. I'll go straight to the point. We have upcoming events coming up. We have next week, same time, 5 p.m. For starters, we have our leadership series. But 10 a.m. next week, our language school starts. Kayla, can you share the slides, please? Our language school starts at 10 a.m. We have Yoruba, we have Igbo, we have Mandarin, and we're going to be having French. These are languages that we are going to be sharing for free, teaching for our children and ourselves for free. More information, so it's right there. So June 26th. So next week, Saturday, we have 2 events, 10 a.m. language school and 5 p.m. the leadership series with Lovely Toyo. Lovely Toyo is somebody you want to listen to. If there's one thing I'm sure we've all come to agree on CNP is that we bring people here that would change your lives, what they say. From what I've heard today, I'm ready to sit down and start putting pen to paper regarding my business plan. Lovely Toyo is somebody else you still want to listen to her story and relate to it. We also have our spring break program for July and August. More information is coming on our different websites on this information, but please don't forget 10 a.m. Saturday next week. We have our language school, 5 p.m. same day. We have our leadership series. And without much further ado, I'm going to go ahead and call on Emmanuel. Emmanuel Okorafor is an honor student with a double major in law and justice and political science. He's in the process of writing LSAT, and he's an entrepreneur, and he volunteers with various NGOs. He's a digital team member with CNP. Emmanuel, please go ahead and shout out to our sponsors.
Thank you so much, Mr. Vice President. Kayla, could you please go to the next slide? So here at CNP, we like to give honor to whom honor is due. And all these events are all possible thanks to our corporate sponsors. Our first one is Ms. Deborah Ojo, a sales representative at Deborah's Home. She's one of our realtors. Our next is Mr. Emmanuel with Team Honda here in Milton. He can provide you with financing available with any car that fits your needs. Next slide, please. Mr. Toye is an independent financial advisor that provides services such as life and health insurance and financial education and planning. Ms. Esther Abraham, another realtor who prides herself on her excellent service. Next slide, please. Ms. Yemese at Right at Homes, she's also a realtor. Here at CNP, we have a lot of realtors who we're so happy that we can all reach out to find homes that best fits our needs. Now, next sponsor is SDA-based Solutions Inc., which provides business consulting, bookkeeping, and HR payroll. Next slide, please. Ms. Jane, who works at BMO, she's a mortgage broker, and Ms. Bose at Tribe Relationship Coaching, which provides marriage makeover and single coaching. One in Town, which provides freshly baked goods and are also available for delivery. Lighthouse Foods, which provides African Caribbean food, such as like groceries, like palm oil, vegetable, canola, you name it, they have it. IS Plates, which provides fresh taste at a great price. And Kizzle Pixel, which can help you with professional retouching, portraits, and also commercials. Mr. Jide is one of our lawyers, which will help you with any legal service you have, whether it be realtor, immigration, refugee issues, or family law. And Mr. Isaac, who works with Sun Life Financial, he's a financial advisor and he can help you with life insurance, personal insurance, RRSP, and RRIFS. Mr. Duro, who works with XP Realty Brokerage, he's a mortgage broker, and he can help you find the perfect mortgage for you. Next sponsor is For Lack African Foods, which provides African and Caribbean groceries, kitchen, household items, and hair products. Mr. Ose, another mortgage broker, and Miss Oluwabumi, who is another legal advisor who can help you with your real estate, immigration, and family law. I'll now be passing it back to our Vice President, Ms. Patience.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And there goes our upcoming events. The best part of, well, the second best part of today. Before I go into that, I'm going to let you all know on our Telegram platform, if you click on the event link, just click on it, just one click. Everything goes on your calendar, on your phone, or your computer, your tab. That way you'll be reminded of our various events. Because we're all busy, right? So we tend to forget the time these events are scheduled for. So our president went ahead and did some research, put in a lot of effort and made our life easy. Just click on the link. It goes directly to your phone calendar, your tab calendar. That way you're reminded of our various events, I believe 10 minutes or 30 minutes before the event starts. Now our upcoming event, like I said before, we have our language school leadership series next week Saturday. That's that next week Saturday, 26th of June. Please don't forget, 10 a.m. the language school starts. I believe we have the broken already. Yoruba 10 a.m. and the other 10:45. What President? Okay, yeah, thank you. So good. So we have Igbo and Mandarin next week Saturday, 10 a.m. for Igbo, 10:45 a.m. Mandarin. Then French is on Monday, June 28th at 5 p.m. So when we're all at home, my kids, I've told them, even if I'm at work, you are going to be tuned in, even if I'm at work. Then Yoruba, we have Yoruba for Wednesday, June 30th at 6:30 p.m. I'm sure everybody can attest to that. And I'll tell you a little bit story about why we went ahead and why CNP went to work on this language school. If you notice, during the week, even Canada is saying they want to spend more money now in ensuring that students learn French in school. So I told my son, before they start implementing it at school, where they start grading you, come and learn it for free now, so that you know the basics at least. So I think this is a huge opportunity with CNP coming up with this. Let our kids learn it from somebody they see that look like their mom. That way it's easier. So when the teacher at school is teaching them, it doesn't sound strange anymore. So please, for anything, let's engage our children. Invite your friends, your neighbors, even those that you don't speak with. Tell them, hey, something is going on. And not just Nigerians. Everybody's welcome. Let's use this to empower ourselves. Empowering is strength. Canada says it's yours to discover. Let's discover Canada on our own and succeed and be successful on our own. 10 a.m. Saturday next week, we have Igbo and Mandarin, 10:45, same day. Please, 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 it is free. There's no charge at all. And we have our 5 p.m. We have our leadership series. She is phenomenal. She's somebody you want to listen to. Loveline Toyo is a vice president, RBC Capital Markets. She is a ball of fire when it comes to intelligence and inspiration. You really want to listen to her. I can assure you, you will not leave here the same after you listen to her on Saturday. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. And we have our Tales by Moonlight summer program with Baba. I can't wait to listen to this. I grew up with Tales by Moonlight. I'm not saying I'm old, I'm still very young, but I grew up with Tales by Moonlight. I can't wait for my kids to see what I love watching. Now that they are Minecraft, they are on Roblox. This was my Minecraft growing up. So it's going to be fun for our children to relive. This would never have happened. And many thanks to CNP. We really don't know what CNP is doing for us because they are giving us just on the tip of our fingers. But a lot of work was put into this. And I'll tell you something again. What we are getting for free, Google, go research it. It is being paid to be seen by students in Canada. What CNP has worked hard and given to us for free. Please, more information is coming. We're going to have our Eventbrite. We can only get to that event through Eventbrite. We're going to send in more information, and we also have the capacity. When the capacity is full, I'm so sorry you cannot join. So please, it's going to take place in July, but we're going to have the registration open very soon. Just keep watching the space and watching all our social media handles. We're on YouTube, we have Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. We have our digital lead, Mosumola. Our phone number is there. Please take that phone number if you have questions. You can also send us an email, info@cnpngo.ca. Somebody, maximum 24 hours, we would reply. Somebody will always get back to you. Please feel very free to always come around and let's listen to this wealth of knowledge that comes to us for free. What I learned today regarding business plan. I've been working in Canada, working in Nigeria in business. I've never sat down to gain the knowledge I gained today in 1 hour 43 minutes. I really, at this juncture, I'll say thank you to CNP for making things so easy. It's really a pleasure to experience this. Thank you once again for everyone that's been here. If you have more questions, please send it to our email address. We'll reply you maximum in 24 hours. And don't forget, we have our events coming up next week, Saturday again. Invite your friends, your neighbors, your colleagues, even your enemies. They will tell you thank you. Just tell them you're my enemy, but this is good for you. Come and listen. That's all. Thank you so much once again for being here. I really appreciate the time you took to experience this. And I hope God has given you some inspirations and wisdom in the last 1 hour 43 minutes for us to be able to know what to do. In Canada, you might have a good job, but a side hustle is very important and necessary. But it starts with a business plan. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. Have a beautiful Saturday and an excellent Sunday. And of course, a blessed week ahead. Thank you so much.
Have a great day, everybody.
Yeah. Have a great